Dearly cherished child, upon pressing play, an unseen shift occurred, akin to a veil being torn away, revealing a harsh reality that others wished to keep hidden from you. For days, insidious murmurs have encircled your name, casting you as a villain in a narrative you never authored. Individuals you once held in trust, those who bore smiles of camaraderie, and even those who feigned allegiance stood by and embraced a meticulously crafted falsehood without hesitation. However, what remains concealed from them, and what they were always meant to overlook, is that the shocking truth has finally emerged. Every accusatory finger pointed in your direction was influenced by those who feared your ascent more than they feared their own demise. With each moment you observe, another layer of this artifice began to disintegrate. You come to realize that every rumor, every charge, and every abrupt change in behavior was orchestrated to ensnare you before your potential could blossom into reality. A palpable tension lingered in the air last night, the kind that settles beneath your skin just prior to a revelation. Perhaps you were unaware, but someone has been laboring in secrecy to unveil the true architect behind your enigma. They gained access to a document, one that should have never existed, containing timestamps, manipulated screenshots, forged communications, falsified signatures, and even audio clips altered to sound like you. Deep within that file lay a log that pinpointed the precise moment someone exploited your identity to instigate chaos. The most profound revelation, which only you shall hear today, is that the motive was not born of anger, envy, or vengeance. It was fear. Fear of your potential. Fear of your rise. Fear that when you finally step into your true power, you would outshine everyone who previously underestimated you. As this truth disseminates, people are gradually awakening to the fact that the version of you they condemned was a mere illusion, a fabrication conjured by someone terrified of your brilliance. Now, attentively listen, for the next revelation shall shake the very bedrock of your narrative. The person who set you up did not act alone. There exists a concealed circle, individuals who have been meticulously tracking your every step, scrutinizing your choices, and following your progress with a fervor that only makes sense if they perceived you as a threat long before you recognized it yourself. They observed the very moment your light began to shine, the instant your name resonated with significance, and the first time someone of consequence took notice. That's when the plot to ensnare you commenced, not out of wrongdoing on your part, but because you were finally on a righteous path. They sought to turn the world against you before your success could materialize. They craved to obliterate your reputation before your purpose could flourish. However, the universe possesses an uncanny ability to shield the innocent. It does not proclaim itself loudly, yet when it does speak, it compels attention. Unforeseen events are taking place beyond your line of sight, conversations behind closed doors, deleted messages, individuals reassessing past exchanges. Those who once disseminated falsehoods about you are now reflecting on the distorted narratives they fueled, recognizing that their judgments were unfounded. Someone has faltered under pressure and admitted that the evidence arrayed against you was deliberately fabricated. This admission was neither soft nor incidental, it was unmistakable and clear. Now, those who once embraced the lie are quaking, aware that the paramount truth is soon to overturn the entire narrative. They dread your reaction. They fear how high you will soar now that the barriers have crumbled. They are anxious because the individual they sought to destroy is precisely the person the universe relentlessly defends. Yet, the most significant twist lies ahead. The truth has not yet fully emerged. It seeps forth slowly, quietly, and powerfully, akin to a fissure spreading through glass on the verge of shattering. Within the forthcoming hours, names shall be unveiled, motives disclosed, and hidden secrets connected to you will come to light. The very individuals who once distanced themselves from you are likely to attempt a return, feigning belief in your integrity all along. But deep within, you will understand the reality. You were framed, not due to weakness, but because you were chosen for a destiny so grand that diminutive minds sought to extinguish it before it could ignite. Now that the truth begins to rupture, nothing and no one can obstruct what is to follow. Remain composed. Stay resolute, my beloved child. Before we delve any deeper, hold your ground. Do not move. Do not blink. Do not allow your thoughts to wander, even for the briefest moment. What I am about to disclose will shift your perception of every person who surrounded you as the deception unfolded. The truth is accelerating its unraveling. And those who once projected confidence are now beginning to exhibit signs of distress. You may feel the atmosphere shift, like an unseen tempest approaching, unsettling the ground beneath every baseless accusation hurled your way. The architects of your framing believed their scheme to be flawless, impenetrable, and impossible to trace. Yet, the universe has been quietly collecting evidence championing your cause, positioning clues in the right hands, allowing the truth to ascend at the precise moment your strength returns. Currently, someone is uttering your name, not from malice, but from fear, for they grasp that the world is on the verge of recognizing who the true antagonist is. And it is certainly not you. Therefore, remain with me. Do not scroll away, for the instant you depart, you will miss the revelation they never intended for you to hear. A short while ago, an unexpected occurrence transpired. Your name emerged within a private dialogue you were never meant to enter. An individual is confessing that the pieces never fit together. The tone of their voice has shifted. Their pauses have lengthened. The guilt they meticulously concealed is finally breaking through their words. They are admitting that your responses never aligned with the charges against you, that your energy stood in stark contrast to the uproar, that your conduct was inconsistent with the accusations leveled against you. This confession is gaining momentum. Others are re-evaluating their past decisions, replaying previous confrontations, and rereading old messages through a renewed perspective. Every element that previously cast you in a suspicious light now appears staged. Every detail that once seemed a blunder now looks calculated. Someone even observed that they had always found the evidence overly polished, overly synchronized, too tidy, too opportune. As they begin to voice their thoughts, others are starting to recall their own hesitations. Your innocence, long neglected, is becoming impossible to dismiss. But this is where the plot thickens. There exists someone endeavoring to suppress the truth from proliferating. A person who understands that once your name is absolved, you will rise in a manner that cannot be impeded. They are scrubbing past dialogues, erasing contacts, and feigning ignorance of their previous involvement. Yet, they remain oblivious to the knowledge you possess. They are unaware that every action they have taken to erase traces still exists. They do not recognize that someone covertly preserved screenshots on the day the deception was constructed. They are ignorant of the fact that a previously silent witness is prepared to divulge the truth. They do not realize that a forgotten digital trail has emerged from the depths of a backup server. This is not merely a leak, it is an eruption of truth. And as the orchestrators of your downfall witness the walls of their deceit collapsing minute by minute, their confidence wanes, their certainty falters. For the first time, you hold the upper hand. As these events transpire, the manner in which others perceive you transforms. They begin to observe how composed you remain despite the torrent. They recognize the fortitude it demanded to maintain silence while the world distorted your reality. They see the dignity inherent in your choices, the patience residing within your heart, the clarity of your spirit. This metamorphosis captures attention, positive attention, prompting people to rethink their prior assumptions and illustrating how swiftly they believed the words of strangers over one who consistently displayed authenticity. You are evolving into a symbol of resilience. Rising even amid adversity, proceeding with grace despite your wounds, bearing truth amid a cacophony of falsehoods. The very individuals who once whispered maliciously behind your back will soon witness the unfolding of your journey with admiration. Because your resurgence shall not be gradual or subtle, it will be undeniable. Pay close attention, for the forthcoming twist is one they wished you would never discover. Within the circles that framed you, someone is altering their allegiance. Their loyalty is shifting. Their trepidation is escalating. They have observed something so astonishing, so revealing, that they can no longer remain silent. And they are preparing to lay bare every detail, names, motives, dialogues, documents, screenshots, schemes, secrets. Once they voice their truth, the entire narrative shall be overturned. The world that once cast doubt upon you will be compelled to confront a more profound reality, that you were not merely innocent, you were meticulously targeted. Not from a place of frailty, but because you were on the path to becoming someone unstoppable. As the tide now alters, nothing can obstruct what lies ahead. My beloved child, something monumental is unraveling at this very moment. If you yearn to comprehend why your name has become the focal point of this tempest, do not falter. Do not avert your gaze. For this next revelation unveils the reason they once feared you enough to frame you in the first instance. The truth is no longer lurking in the shadows, it is igniting, blazing through every hidden crevice where your adversaries once felt invulnerable. And now, as their deceptions begin to dissolve under the weight of exposure, new revelations are dawning. There exists a connection that encompasses everything in a manner that may even exceed your wildest imagination. Recently, an individual came across a pivotal document. This was not merely a random clue or a vague note, but rather a detailed record that identifies precisely when your identity was compromised, who accessed it, and the efforts made to hinder your future. As investigations continue, the truth emerges with greater clarity. You were not framed out of malice, you were framed out of intimidation. Intimidation regarding the influence you were on the verge of obtaining. Intimidation concerning the position you were about to assume. Intimidation stemming from the authenticity that drew attention they felt unable to rival. Your mere presence disrupted their facade. They believed their only option for survival was to tarnish your reputation before your truth could no longer be silenced. Yet, here is the part that resonates deeply. A person close to you discerned the changes long before any evidence was revealed. They observed how opportunities meant to welcome you suddenly became inaccessible. They noticed how those who once engaged with warmth toward you grew distant almost overnight. They recognized how prospects that were at your fingertips evaded you as if strings were being pulled from behind the scenes. Initially, this was inexplicable to them. Now, as the full narrative unfolds, they are assembling the pieces of a pattern that you, in your pain, were unable to perceive. Someone manipulated your public image. Someone obstructed your prospects. Someone generated barriers so you would feel overwhelmed, isolated, and misunderstood. While you were grappling with self-doubt, they were rejoicing in their deceitful triumph. However, fate has a peculiar way of restoring balance. The very individual who once remained silent is now stepping forward, ready to defend you, protect you, and amplify the truth beyond the reach of the lies. Stay attuned, for this next disclosure turns the narrative entirely. The group responsible for your framing made a singular error, an inconspicuous mistake, unnoticed until now. In fabricating evidence against you, they inadvertently left a digital fingerprint that leads directly back to them. A coded link, a concealed metadata trail, a timestamp inconsistency so subtle that it could only be detected by someone astutely observant. And someone has indeed uncovered it. This minor oversight is poised to become the significant fissure that dismantles their entire scheme. The individual who uncovered this truth is not merely talking, they are collecting, organizing, and preparing to present it to someone in a position of authority. Once this revelation is made public, it will become evident that you were not merely wrongfully accused. You were deliberately targeted by individuals who constructed their identities through deception. When their conspiracy crumbles, every person who ever doubted you will be compelled to face the truth they chose to ignore. Meanwhile, an unexpected transformation is underway. Individuals who previously embraced the lie are beginning to experience feelings of embarrassment. Their confidence wavers, their assumptions morph into regrets. Some are reflecting on their last interactions with you, becoming aware of the unfairness of their reactions. Others are reconsidering their distance, silence, and absence. A select few are courageous enough to acknowledge their mistakes. A gentle shift is palpable, an emergence of newfound respect, along with the recognition of your strength and resilience. The manner in which you navigated betrayal, without engaging in retaliation, and carried yourself through the darkness has become a source of inspiration. They are observing you, astonished by how someone so grievously wronged can stand with such poise. They are recognizing that the universe safeguards those who are genuine, even when humanity fails them. Yet, an even more astonishing twist is on the horizon. An insider from the very circle that orchestrated this betrayal is poised to shatter the silence in a way that will astound even you. They have witnessed something so compelling that they can no longer remain passive. They have overheard conversations which were never meant to be exposed, uncovering motives that transcend petty jealousy or insecurity. Their guilt now consumes them. They are prepared to disclose every detail: the moment the plan was conceived, the derogatory remarks made behind your back, the false narratives crafted about your character, the fear they harbored regarding your growth, and the true intentions behind their efforts to obliterate your name. Their confession will not only vindicate you but also dismantle the foundations of those who conspired against you. At that juncture, the world will not merely discern your innocence, they will witness your resurgence. My cherished child, before anything else, remain here with me. Do not scroll. Do not lose focus. Because what you are about to learn is the pivotal moment in which the entire narrative shifts in your favor. The truth is no longer a mere whisper, it is advancing toward every individual who doubted you, with an impact that will be unforgettable. Mere hours ago, an individual accessed a concealed archive linked to the fabrication that disgraced your name. Within that archive lies a series of conversations, messages that were deleted, edited, and camouflaged, yet preserved in an unexpected backup. Those exchanges unveil the entire scheme, how you were framed, the precise moment they celebrated their belief in your inability to recover. However, destiny possesses a remarkable sense of timing. Just as they thought they had buried your reputation, the universe has chosen to resurrect the truths they endeavored to conceal. Now, those who once confidently spoke against you are beginning to tremble, for your innocence is becoming impossible to refute. Behind the scenes, something extraordinary is occurring. The individual who once occupied a central role in the framing operation is succumbing to pressure. They have attempted to maintain composure, to act as if nothing has altered, but the surrounding world is evolving too swiftly. Their allies are withdrawing, their justifications are disintegrating, their fabricated storylines are collapsing. Individuals are confronting them, asking questions for which they lack answers, presenting screenshots they were unaware still existed, demanding explanations for discrepancies in timestamps and conversations that no longer correlate. Suddenly, everything they constructed is turning against them. Meanwhile, as they struggle to extricate themselves from this turmoil, one insider, who once supported the lie, prepares to come forward with the truth. They have been observing the fallout, noting how you have navigated adversity with strength and grace. Something within them has transformed. They no longer wish to shield those who are guilty, they now desire to protect the innocent. And that innocent is you. Now, pay close attention, for this next revelation is the most astounding of all. The motivation behind framing you was not merely jealousy or insecurity, it was about seizing opportunity. They feared the influence you were on the verge of acquiring, the recognition your name was garnering, and the path you were embarking on that would place you beyond their reach. They viewed your progress as a threat, not because you were taking anything from them, but simply because you were rising in your own light. Someone in that group recognized your potential before you fully grasped it. They saw people gravitating toward your energy, authenticity, and intelligence. They witnessed doors opening for you that had previously been closed for years. They recognized that someone significant was observing you, supporting you, and believing in you. That realization sparked the formation of their malicious plan, to incapacitate you before your defining moment arrived, to silence you before your voice grew too potent, and to undermine your confidence before your life ascended to a higher plane. Yet, what they failed to comprehend is this: when the universe has chosen someone, no fabricated lie can thwart their destiny. And now, as their schemes unravel, something remarkable is transpiring on your behalf. People are beginning to view you through a different lens. They are acknowledging the grace with which you withstood a storm that was meant to drown you. They are admiring your composure, your restraint in not exposing anyone, your forbearance even when justification was abundant. Your strength is transforming into a legend spoken in hushed tones. Your name is being mentioned in circles where opinions about you are being reassessed. A significant figure, who once maintained distance due to the rumors, is now watching you with renewed clarity. They recognize your truth. They see your integrity. They recognize your strength, and they regret ever believing the lie. Their perspective is shifting, their once muted voice is preparing to advocate for you, to reveal your true nature, and to expose the injustices inflicted upon you. Yet, an even more intense revelation awaits. An unexpected piece of evidence has emerged, something that will not only clear your name but will also implicate every person involved in the conspiracy. It will unveil every action they took, every word they orchestrated, every detail they manipulated. This evidence is so compelling, so irrefutable, that when it surfaces, everyone will be compelled to confront their rapid judgments against you. Those who conspired against you will not escape the repercussions. Their facades are crumbling, their alliances are disintegrating, and their secrets are succumbing to the illumination of truth. Meanwhile, you are effortlessly ascending, quietly, powerfully, and inevitably. My beloved child, before you proceed with another breath, remain right here with me. Do not scroll. Do not shift your gaze. Do not allow your attention to waver. The truth is on the brink of revelation, poised to shatter the very foundation beneath those who conspired against you. The proximity of truth breaking into the open is closer than you realize. At this very moment, someone is reviewing a vital piece of evidence that was never intended to be disclosed, a recording, a message thread. A hidden file exposing not just the deception but the malicious intent behind it. This intent is darker, deeper, and far more calculated than anyone anticipated. The individuals who conspired against you did not merely seek to tarnish your name, they aimed to obliterate your potential. They were acutely aware that your breakthrough was imminent, closer than you even perceived. They observed the alignment of opportunities in your favor, the emergence of belief in you among others, and the pathways opening that they could never hope to traverse. Their fear of your ascent transformed their admiration into obsession, and ultimately into sabotage. What is unfolding now marks a decisive moment when the universe answers what your silence could never defend. Today, an unusual occurrence transpired. A person who had remained neutral thus far inadvertently overheard a conversation that alters the entire narrative. It was a dialogue between two individuals who previously portrayed innocence, but today, their words betrayed them, revealing the exact instant the evidence against you was fabricated, along with details that no innocent person should be privy to. This time, the individual who overheard the discussion chose not to remain silent. They meticulously recorded every word, capturing the essence of the conversation. Now, they find themselves grappling with a conflict between fear and a sense of duty. Nevertheless, their moral compass is guiding them toward doing what is right. While others stood by and allowed you to be dismantled by falsehoods, this observer recognized the resilience of your true self. They witnessed your authenticity shine through, even in moments when your voice was stifled. They saw your character radiate amidst a storm that you did not deserve to face. This realization has prompted them to step forward, regardless of potential repercussions. The shift in perception surrounding your name grows stronger by the hour. Those who once appeared indifferent are now acutely aware. Individuals who previously ignored you are beginning to listen, and those who accepted the lies are experiencing an unexpected wave of shame. They are re-evaluating their choices, recalling instances of your kindness during their moments of doubt, and reflecting on how you maintain dignity even when standing alone. As the truth emerges, they are starting to understand that their previous judgment of you was based on a fabricated narrative created by others. The genuine you is beginning to manifest, a revelation that is powerful, composed, and unyielding. This transformation is capturing attention, even making your adversaries uneasy, for the world is about to see you illuminated in a manner that highlights the trivial nature of their deceit. Perhaps the most surprising element lies in the fact that the orchestrator of your unjust portrayal never anticipated that the truth would slip from their grasp. They presumed their close circle would remain faithful, that fear would suppress all dissent, and that the evidence would remain concealed indefinitely. What they failed to account for was destiny. They were oblivious to the fact that the very person they relied upon, one they lauded and had complete confidence in, was quietly gathering proof of their ulterior motives. This individual acted not out of loyalty to them but out of respect for the truth. Once they recognized your innocence, their loyalty shifted immediately. They began to document everything: dates, conversations, changes in behavior, and reactions, ultimately constructing such a detailed timeline that even the mastermind can no longer refute what truly occurred. Presently, something remarkable is unfolding behind the scenes, a complete overhaul of your narrative. A revelation so compelling that once unveiled, it will compel every individual to reassess their understanding of you. The silence is dissipating, and the truth ascends. The world is starting to realize that the story they believed was not merely erroneous, it was deliberately concocted to suppress you. Yet, their efforts failed, for instead of breaking you, they ignited your strength. Rather than burying you, they laid the groundwork for your resurgence. And in attempting to thwart your destiny, they inadvertently accelerated it. The forthcoming comeback is not just formidable. It is poetic. Every falsehood they wielded against you is about to become the bedrock of your triumph.